60% of Nigeria's tech startups are incorporated in the United States. How many of you are incorporated in the US? Thank you for paying my salary. I appreciate it. You're my employers. You're part of our ecosystem. I love coming to be here. In fact, I'll give you a little secret. You're the reason I moved to Nigeria. I was working in Cape Town, and I kept hearing the Cape Townians, they would talk about startups. So they would say that they were the startup capital of Africa. And one of their talking points was there were more tech jobs in Cape Town than in any city in Africa. And then I would talk to them behind closed doors, and they'd say, yeah, but Lagos. Because I kept meeting these amazing people in Cape Town, and they'd say, well, we're doing this interesting thing, but where it's really happening is in Lagos. So I begged to come here because I wanted to be part of this tech ecosystem. And I wanted to help grow and develop the relationship that's already so strong between the United States and Nigeria's tech ecosystem. You probably know this already, but something like 60% of Nigeria's tech startups are incorporated in the United States. How many of you are incorporated in the US? Thank you for paying my salary. I appreciate it. Tell me if I'm doing a bad job, because if I'm not, you can tell the president and they can fire me. You're my employers. If you are incorporated in the US, then you're paying taxes in the US, and so you're part of our ecosystem. And one of the things we've done in the last 2 years is really tried to give the tech ecosystem a big hug, because we want to make sure that those connections last and stay. Because you represent the future of the economic relationship, you represent the future of this country. Raise your hand if you think that oil and gas accounts for more than 15% of Nigeria's GDP. All right, how about 10%? Raise your hands. Wrong. Oil and gas accounts for less than 8% of Nigeria's GDP. ICT accounts for 18% of Nigeria's GDP and growing. So double what the oil and gas sector contributes to Nigeria's GDP. You as startups represent the largest growth opportunity in that, right? You're growing 10x, 20x, and 60% of the startups are incorporated in the United States. So you're paying my salary to come here and build those ties and build those connections. So we at the US Mission have been working really, really hard to try to build connections with the US. Some of you, I know I met a few, have been with us for every year. We have this program called Select USA, where we invite people who want to come invest in the United States. And for the last 2 years, we've had half of the delegates that have come have been in the tech sector. I just chatted with a few backstage who come and are looking at either establishing a presence, incorporating in the United States, or setting up, and they do it for a couple of reasons. You do it to protect your IP, your intellectual property right, and they do it to gain access to venture capital without currency risk. When you incorporate in the US, you set up Delaware C Corp, you're then protecting your IP in US markets, and you're able to get venture capital in dollars, which is why we see that continuing to happen, and why we at the US Mission in Nigeria have given the tech sector a huge hug. I hope you felt that hug.